It's now time for the Advanced Medical Solutions Show, helping to improve your life each and every day. And now your host, Dr. Dwyer Scott and Fulton Wooten.
Good morning, Myrtle Beach. Good morning, USA. This is Fulton Wooten. I am here live with Dr. Scott from Advanced Medical Solution. Good morning, Dr. Scott. How are you?
Good morning, everybody. I'm doing great. How you doing today, Fulton?
Man, it's, you know what, fantastic. The weather's nice. It's warming up. Well, our place is getting packed.
The place is
paradise.
packed.
Everybody loves paradise. We're here, man. We're living it. We're loving it. And we're helping people come to Advanced Medical Solutions, seeing Dr. Scott and getting those aches and joints fixed, feeling better, living the life.
Well, it's happened like never before. I mean, we got people who are avoiding surgery, getting off dangerous addictive pain medications, and they're feeling better. Not just feeling better, they're doing things they never thought they'd do again.
Yes.
And the reason why that is because there are people are wising up. Not everybody.
Okay.
But people are wising up and they know something's got to change. Something's got to change. And that goes around the whole broad scope of just really our whole culture and society. But specifically what we're seeing, people are realizing I have to change. I can't keep taking these pills. I can't keep taking these drugs. I cannot stay in this pain. And I'm not interested in doing more surgeries. It's going to lead me to more pain. They are saying that unless there's something else that I can do, is ultimate destruction. And they're miserable.
Yes, that's exactly right.
So they're taking control for themselves, and I love it.
You know what, they are, and you and I see it every day. People come in, they come in limping, they come in, you know, with the aches and pains. They're groaning, they're complaining about what they can't do in life, and they turn around and they walk out that door. They get a plan of care, they get an assessment, they get all the aspects of their life looked at, and then they have an opportunity to finally act in a much different way than has ever been done before. You know, we just went through a crisis in this country over opioids, opioid addiction, opioid overprescription, and the way Big Pharma handled their position and what they did to our country. And we're going to deal with that for a while. And you and I realize that, and we want to avoid that, and we want to help people stay away from that.
You know, I don't have to list out all the conditions that everybody's suffering with, but I will. I mean, we're talking about people who have stenosis in the neck, pain, obviously, nerve pain going down their arm. It's debilitating. They can't sleep at night. We got people with obviously herniated, damaged disc in the lumbar spine, pinching on a sciatic nerve. People who've already had multiple surgeries or even a single surgery that loads up scar tissue, that causes inflammation, and it's just a negative feedback loop. You got hips degenerating, total hip replacements, knees degenerating, total knee replacements, shoulders degenerating, total shoulder reversal replacement, all these things that are out there. And the worst part about it is that there's another option now.
Yes.
There's another option that's not being told to everyone, and that's why we have to do this. We're the only group. We're the only group in the area with a workable solution to help these people get out of pain and avoid these dangerous drugs and surgeries.
You know, I once again, everything you say here is the same street I travel down daily. I see the patients in your office, the excitement on their face, and it's funny. The first time they come in, I hear them discussing what's going on with them, what their ailments are, what they are looking to address, and as they're exiting the door after several visits, they're explaining what they're about to do. They're explaining how their life has changed. They're explaining how they've impacted other people, such as family and friends.
That's right. Yeah.
It's unreal.
And it happens one after the other. After the other. We're on a waiting list for our new patients right now.
It's unbelievable.
The worst part about that, there's a lot of people suffering in pain, and they got nowhere else to go. The good part about that is they know where to go, and they're lining up, and they're getting these procedures done, and it's changing their lives.
And that's where the information, as we discussed through the grapevine, I heard it through the grapevine, famous song about it many years ago, especially down here at Myrtle Beach in the shagging capital of the USA. But hearing it through the grapevine is part of that referral system of where the information is coming from now. People are hearing it. People are discussing it with other people who have done it, and those people who have done it are saying nothing but the good things about it.
That's where it's at. I mean, the way to save somebody from the dangers of modern medicine, drugs, and surgery, the way to help somebody get their life back, the common denominator is the knowledge. We've heard it before. You've heard it. Knowledge is power.
Power.
It's the knowledge. And the only way you really know something is to experience it.
Is to know it. You don't know.
You know it.
You don't know what you don't know.
And what you're saying is these patients, they know it.
They know
because
it.
they've experienced it.
Yes.
They've done it. They took a leap of faith. They got the knowledge. They got the information. They made an educated decision on how to move forward with something that is way more safer and effective than drugs and surgery. They've done it. They know it. They share that knowledge with someone, and that's the common denominator. That's what pushes it over the edge.
So here you go. I've got a
There's a way out. There's a way out.
It's easy. And the word has gone through the grapevine, as I was discussing. You can't hardly find a person out there today who has not heard about stem cell treatment, who has not spoke with somebody who has done stem cell treatment.
That's right.
So it's mainstream.
Yeah. We can't pretend. We can't pretend like we don't know what's going on. We cannot pretend like we don't know what's going on. Not to mention, if you're in pain and you're suffering, you definitely can't pretend you don't know what's going on. It's happening. There's no real answers, no real solutions where the solution isn't worse than the problem they're dealing with.
Exactly.
Until now, we cannot pretend that regenerative medicine is not a real thing. It's too loud, and people are too proud of it. Can't pretend it.
It's there. You know, doctors take an oath when they go into practice to do no harm first. And the system has created a obstacle, a challenge in place to because of corporate and insurance and money and contracts and politics. Mm-hmm. There's so much playing into the healthcare system now that's why it has its problems and its faults. And what you and I do is we participate in an area of healthcare that is brand new and fresh and uprising on its own. So this is what the people have wanted, and this is what the people are getting.
Well, we've been talking about this for years, Fulton. With as many problems as there are out there, we're not after a person or a certain group. It's just a system that's kind of taken over.
Exactly.
And it's so convoluted with many different people involved and corporations involved, politics involved, economics involved, pharmaceutical companies involved. It's all involved. And unless somebody takes a large and effective effort to getting this knowledge and this information out to our people who are in pain and suffering and doesn't know that there's another option, unless there's a large and effective effort to do that, everybody's going to keep suffering. And that's the reason why we're here, is to put that effort out there. So here's the thing.
Yes.
We found a way to help people get out of the pain.
Yes.
We found a way. And here's the thing. We found the answer and we're using it every single day. We're talking so many patients every single week. And they're naysayers. They're naysayers, okay? Now, I will tell you, the naysayers that I know about, not one of them's had the treatment done.
Yeah, they haven't been through the process.
Not one of the naysayers have gotten the treatment done. Now, remember, the way you know about this is to experience, okay? And knowing is power. Knowing is knowledge. So here's what we do. We let the ignorant laugh. We just let them laugh, because it's not going to bother anything. The problem is when we allow these ignorant people to influence people who don't know any better and who trust these ignorant people with their own opinions about something they don't know. We have people who trust them because they're in people of power and expertise, and they're taking their ignorance and sharing it with someone and keeping them from making a best decision for their health. That's a sad state of affair.
We see it all day, every day, especially with social media. Nobody ever said an opinion was fact. People base they think their opinion is fact. Or if they can find it on Google, well, you know what? If you search the web long enough, you'll find somebody out there saying something similar to what you want. So I look at the healthcare system that we've just discussed that's in place, and how challenging it is for patients to not only navigate the doctor's office, but the medication with the prescription drug plan, and then any of the levels of care that go behind it, much less skilled nursing, home health, durable medical equipment, versus how simple the process is at Advanced Medical Solutions.
It's effortless. It's effortless. And if every single one of us, excuse me, if every single one of us listening right now, every single one of the great patients at Advanced Medical, the team members, you, Fulton, if everybody, we keep edging up step by step, little by little, whether we do a lot or a little, we just keep moving in that direction, experiencing what we know and knowing what we experience, and continue to share that knowledge, that common denominator, we will collectively move up. I mean, if you just look in my circle, I'm not around a lot of people all day that aren't associated with my industry, whether they're patients or team members or other people across the country doing the same thing. It blows my mind that there are people not doing this. It blows my mind there are people still suffering in pain, because everybody around me is feeling better. Everyone around me, they're eliminating pain. Their body's working better. And, my world, other than when someone first comes into the office and me meeting some of these people for the first time, other than that, everybody's healing. Everybody's getting out of pain. Everybody's body's working better. So in my world, the pain and the suffering is going away. And so it blows my mind, and it saddens me, and it also pisses me off when I realize that that's not really the case with the majority of people right now. They're not moving forward in a right direction. They're not seeking out that knowledge. Or if they are, they're not making a move towards it, and they're choosing to stay in pain.
So here's what I gather from what you just said, that everybody who comes to Advanced Medical Solutions, who applies theirself even in the slightest, is going to get better.
They get better.
It's just about how much,
That's right.
how willing are they to commit to the process and what it takes. Because look, it's not free, it's not easy, it's enjoyable once you get there, and it's such a feeling of accomplishment to overcome these obstacles that have been in people's lives for so long and changed the way people live their lives and impacted, just the pain in their head, how it has impacted every thought.
Unbelievable.
And here's an opportunity to eliminate that.
I'll tell you what I love. Okay, seeing these results in our patients, getting better, feeling better. Looking at our team, we got the best team in medicine I've ever seen. I'm looking at them, be fulfilled by seeing the results they're helping these patients get. The coolest part for me is when I'll see a patient. They did some treatments. They just got started, say a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And these are people who've been suffering in pain for decades, Fulton.
Yes.
Talking decades, years.
Since the 50s.
Okay. We're talking hurting. They jumped out of helicopters back when they barely had helicopters. Parachuting. Okay. And then after 3 weeks, the reaction that I love the most is not the joy and the happiness of somebody's pain going away. I tell you what I love is the shock. The shock that someone has. And I just had it happen this week. This lady came up. She said it's been 2.5 weeks. We treated 3 or 4 different areas of her body.
Okay.
She's been in pain for years, okay?
Mm-hmm.
But she just came up, not really excited, not ecstatic, I'm feeling really good. The typical, yep, you know what? It's doing better. No, it's, I can't believe it. I can't believe how I feel right now. They're shocked. They're shocked at how good they feel, and really more so probably how fast it works. Pain relief that fast. I mean, seeing these people, they're almost bewildered, Fulton. Okay? They're shocked.
They can't hardly
I
put in.
love that reaction.
They can't put into words. They can't put it into words.
They don't think it's real.
They don't. They just can't. It for somebody who doesn't completely have a good understanding of the science, for somebody who can't, like you and I, they don't.
Got you. I'm taking my education for granted.
So they're building a bridge. They have to build a bridge from one side to the other to be able to connect it. And that's why you and I do this. That's what we're doing. Right. We're helping people build that bridge right now to learn what they need to know to try. This bridge is actually, it's a very nice bridge to travel on.
It is pretty
it's
smooth.
Nice on the other side.
I like riding with you.
It's very
you're
pleasant.
Right. We're building the bridge from not knowing to knowing and experiencing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From we're building the bridge from Myrtle Beach to paradise. I mean,
that's exactly right. And not only do we have the knowledge, the information we're sharing with everybody, we have the tools.
The tools. The team.
They're doing it every day.
Right here.
We're going to have to expand our hours.
They're doing it right now.
They're doing it right now. There are people getting out of pain right now.
Right now.
Their thumbs, their wrist, their back, their neck, their knees,
shoulders, hips, toes, ankles. I mean, we can go down the list. There's so many injuries, and these injuries, you and I both know, things happen to people when they're kids, and it's like, in about 40 years, you'll remember that. And guess what?
Right.
That's who we see.
That's right.
And there are people, it's happening to people every day, and they think 30 years from now, that's going to be painful. Well, you know what? Don't wait till then.
That's right.
Don't wait till then. Go ahead and address it now.
You better do it now, because as wacky as our culture and our society is right now, who knows how long anything's going to be available for what? You better get it while you can.
It's and I've got another way. I just had an old time farmer. Saw him last week, and he gave me an example of something that he had experienced recently that was a good food for thought, and I'm gonna relay it to you. He said, anything you need to get done now, you need to get it done. I don't care if it's expensive or not, because if you wait, when you get it done down the road, it's gonna cost more.
Cost more. You might not even be able to get it.
He said, why wait? Why let the fence tear down further? You fix it now, but you fix it right.
Yeah.
He said, don't wait.
That's
it's going to cost more. All right. Welcome back. This is Fulton. I'm with Dr. Scott at Advanced Medical Solution here in Myrtle Beach, paradise on earth. And we're discussing many of the different aspects and topics that take place with Dr. Scott every day, and his patients, and what he does and how he does it and how he works with the patient. So Dr. Scott, as we discuss this and we talk with the patient, tell them quickly how easy it is to come to Advanced Medical Solution. What's it take?
All it takes is a phone call, just like Rick said. You just call it or go to the website, fill out that form. And here's the thing. We're already heading that direction. We are moving that direction. And if you're out there suffering and you're in pain and you're not moving in this direction, you're getting left behind. And you're sitting back there in pain when you don't have to be. Because I will tell you this. Now all we have to do is not stop. We're not stopping.
Oh, no.
It is rolling stronger than ever before, in spite of the strange times we're in right now on every level, with regulations, etc. But we're moving forward, and it's not stopping. And here's the thing, Fulton, this is what I love about it. There's nothing else you need to know. There's nothing else we need to know. Now, are we, especially me and you, are we staying up to date on all the research, the most recent findings, etc.? Absolutely, but there's nothing else to know. All there is to do now is do it. And if you don't do it now, you're missing out.
It is time. It has been time. We've known that for, 3 years now, 4 years even for you. It's, the industry has evolved so quick, so fast. There's been so much advancement and with such good responses in the industry. Okay. You're not hearing all these negative responses. You're not seeing all these negative reviews. You and I know that we're learning how to manage each patient, each disease state, how we look at it, what are the factors that are going to contribute to it. And it's like the wheel is getting rounder and rounder. The ride is getting much smoother, and it only benefits the patients.
Oh, that's right. And we're not stopping. We're talking about patients who've been suffering for years, Fulton. I'm talking years of pain.
All their life.
Stenosis, neck pain, nerve pain, pinched nerves, shoulders, rotator cuffs. Okay?
Oh, yeah.
Bursitis, these elbows, golfer elbow, tennis elbow, arthritis in the wrist. All these people are getting better. We're talking about low back pain, sciatic pain, disc damage in the lower back, people who have already had surgery with piles of scar tissue that are just inflamed.
Yep.
All these people are getting better. The amount of people that have avoided surgery on their hips and their knees, I quit counting. I quit counting in year 1.
Unreal.
I can't keep counting.
Unreal.
Plantar fasciitis. Have you ever had pain in your feet?
Yes.
It'll control your whole damn day.
It'll prevent you from walking.
It'll keep you from doing anything. That's all you can think on your feet.
It'll sit you on the couch.
You got this plantar fasciitis or neuropathy. Do you know how many results we're getting with these poor people who are walking around?
Oh, yeah.
In pain with every step. We have protocols that have been so successful with neuropathy, and we're not stopping. The bad part is if somebody's not doing this and they're suffering, they're just one of the ones suffering because there are people just like them that are no longer suffering.
Well, that's what you and I are here for. You and I are here to let not only Myrtle Beach, but basically everybody we come in contact with every day know that there is an alternative, there is a change. It's effortless. It's easy to do. Is it going to be different than your normal doctor's visit? Absolutely, because you're not going to walk out with a prescription in hand. You're not going to be given opioids. You're not going
to be sent to the next 3 people for another test and another test. You're not being referred out. You're going to get fixed.
Yeah. Let me ask you this for the people out there. How many people have ever been referred from one doctor to another doctor and are specifically told that the reason that doctor had to recommend that other doctor was because they work for the same hospital system or they work for the same, corporate physicians network?
Yeah, there's a whole system of referrals. System. Yeah. And that's what you got to get away from. You just keep bouncing around, more tests, more problems, more drugs, more surgeries. That's what everybody's doing. If that worked, you and I wouldn't have to spend all of our time and our money sitting here trying to tell everybody. We wouldn't be here. There wouldn't be a need.
No.
But we're doing it because here's the thing, Fulton. If we don't do it, tell me this, Fulton. If we don't do it, who's going to do it?
Nobody.
You hear anybody else doing it?
Nobody. Who else is out there doing it?
There's nobody else doing it.
You and I.
If we don't do it,
we're going to do
nobody's going to do it. Hey, for everybody listening right now, if you don't do it, who's going to do it? I can't go talk to your neighbor.
Yeah.
I can't go talk to your neighbor. I can't go to your church group. I can't go where you go.
Here you go.
I don't know the people you know.
I got it for you.
Do something. If you don't do it, nobody's doing it.
Exactly. And you led me straight into it. I mean, what a softball pitch. Okay. Sometimes doing nothing is the worst decision of all.
Apathy, boy. If you want to make me mad, apathy.
Sometimes doing nothing is the worst decision of all, especially if it's about your health and well-being.
Yeah, especially if it's your neighbor or your friend or your family member suffering and or at least there might be something that can help them out. If you don't tell them, if we don't tell them, nobody's going to tell them. Oh, what are you worried about? You think you worried about they're going to laugh? Somebody's going to laugh. Let them laugh. Let them laugh.
I tell you what is not a laughing matter, and you and I know this, and as soon as I bring it up, you're going to be like, I'm surprised we hadn't discussed it yet. This is so real. This is so in line now that you've just joined up with an organization, a national organization who works to help veterans in pain.
You better believe it. They heard about what we were doing. You know how they heard about it?
How's that?
Because we're telling them. Because if we don't tell them, nobody's telling them. We told them all the way on the West Coast. They reached out and said, Dr. Scott, I heard what you were in Fulton and what your team's doing. And we work specifically with veterans who are in pain. Our company's VIP, Veterans in Pain, and we're here to help the same people you're trying to help. And we know these veterans aren't getting what they need. They're not getting what they want. and they're suffering in pain. So we have a whole initiative reaching out to our veterans. We got one coming up now. We're going straight away to our veterans who have TRICARE. We're reaching out to our veterans, and we're starting there with this new initiative of some potentially insurance reimbursable regenerative medicine.
Especially for the veterans.
And we're going to tell them. We're going to tell them here. We're going to tell them there on the internet. We're going to tell them everywhere. You know why?
Why?
Because if we don't tell them, nobody's going to tell them.
It's your responsibility, Dr. Scott.
If you're listening right now, you got to tell them. Because if you don't tell them, nobody's going to tell them.
It's your responsibility.
That's right. That's right. So, hey, I'm getting the word. We got to wrap this up.
Already?
We got to wrap it up. We didn't even get a chance to talk about your new administration.
Well, you know what? We've got way too many.
For next
we've
week.
got so much important stuff on your plate in the stem cell regenerative medicine.
Well, it's not my
agenda.
plate. It's everybody listening's
our
plate.
plate.
It's their plate.
That's right.
We do this every week. It's like brushing teeth.
Yes.
But we have to, because if we don't, nobody's going to.
Thank you, Dr. Scott. Thank you, Fulton. Thank you for listening. I want to pretty quick. This way you
Have minimal to no prep.
How about that
on my end.